Hey everyone, it's Tom here, Battle Rap Resume, with yet another edition of my Top 10 Dislike series. This is a series I really enjoy doing, where basically I go through channels and look at their top 10 most disliked battles, the ones that have the most down votes here. And normally they list kind of throws up some interesting, obscure, arcane battles, and this video is going to see me going from number 10 to number 1, doing a quick review, recap, maybe any interesting, weird, different sort of things that go down here. Some of these battles I'm sure you will know, some of them I'd never heard of, maybe some other people haven't as well. So yeah, just before we get into this, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube, please follow us on Twitter at Battle Rap Resume, and check out the Patreon as well, patreon.com/Battle Rap Resume if you want to help support the show, get access to loads of bonus content. Also check out some of the past series we've done on here. But now it's time for top 10 most disliked URL battles. So yeah, let's get into this. Number 10, Sko versus Real Deal. So we kick off with a UFF battle. Shout out to these battles, by the way. Nice little diversion here for URL. Interesting, different setting. We have Sko and Real Deal. This is Sko's first of 2 appearances on this list of the most disliked battles. We also have a very slim Norbs in the background as well. Shout out to him. But yeah, the whole battle's kind of meh, really. Both of them seem quite nervous, quite uneasy around the sort of live televised setting. They both rely on freestyles a hell of a lot. And Sko in his first, just a lot of kind of white-black stuff, you know, nothing groundbreaking.
You be killing me when you battle rap. Cannon hit you with some of the hardest bars. You rebutted that. I can see you now in your hood, Brimlow and your fitted cap, Sean Wayne and white chicks. Real is really black up under all of that.
Yeah.
Real Deal starts strong here, kind of going in on the idea of Sko being an older guy, but still kind of glorifying prison.
For you, it's like biology. You can't have life without a damn cell. Your record will make your job shit, and your record can't sell. Are you supposed to be...
And as kind of beggy as it is, nice to see him getting the Dot Mob brethren involved.
Please don't hit me with that, I'm black and I live in projects. Where you from?
Harlem.
Where you from? This a hot mess. This is progress.
Sko's second is definitely his strongest. He kind of begins by saying that there's some similarities physically between him and Smack, and it pulls it into quite a funny sequence.
Well, since we're brothers and you got me battling a dude who looked like he starred in every army movie, I don't appreciate it, and when I get home, I'm telling mommy, nigga.
The rest of the round is nothing to write home about. Neither is Real Deal's second either. As I say, their brains seem to fry a little bit and they kind of stumble through quite generic writtens. And the third as well for Real Deal, he has an okay line, but Bow Wow like malfunctions at this.
You get to talking with the hands like a ghetto black chick. Yo. Yeah, let's go. Yo, he said ghetto chicks, man.
Ghetto chicks.
You good back there, shorty?
There's no real winners in this battle, but there has to be, so we get some King of the Ronald style judging to end us out.
Yeah. What about the homie Sko? Oh man, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to both MCs. It look like Sko's advancing.
Number 9, Shotgun Suge versus Hollyhood, round 1. Interesting relic here that marks Shotgun Suge's first appearance on URL. This is back in the day. I mean, not only do we have the janky PS1 style graphic format at the start here, we also have the Twitter and the website on the header and footer, the videos split up into rounds as well. But yeah, Suge does good. It's certainly an antecedent to that sort of domineering Av saga style, but even back then he was speaking that gully shit.
No jiggly puff here, no giggly stuff here. I'm that big dog that all of these pups fear, all of these pups queer.
Hollyhood ain't quite as nice, though. He's clearly unprepared. Cool to see Head Ice in the background, by the way, just there. Current King of the Dot champion. How weird's that? But yeah, as you can see, there's a timer in the corner, and 3 minutes is quite long. And while Suge kind of fills out his material, Hollyhood struggles, he meanders, and I don't know what he was thinking with this punchline.
We on the way, so jump on board or get wiped out. Like eye boogers when you get up, dog.
And it's so important to finish strong as well here, to kind of, you know, at least run the timer out, but Hollyhood doesn't do it right.
And And when I shift up, the shit'll pick up like a Hoover vac. All he do is rap. He done take the start beef, but when I spark heat, this faggot will start singing to the cops like the 5 heartbeats. I'm good.
Number 8. Yak the Ripper versus Grizz. Here we have a fairly anonymous 2016 West Coast PG, one of those ones where the writing's just a bit tired, they kind of all sound the same. Grizz kicking off with a fairly hopeful intro.
Feel free to react, man, let's work.
And Yak the Ripper generic from the off.
You already know the R.I.P. and get it together, or I'm a R.I.P. a barcode, man.
Barcode shit.
Right?
It's all pretty tired in Yak's first. We get an architect bar, and something I've noticed a lot in this PGs and something that Yak does as well. If you want to get reaction, it's false reaction, but it's reaction nonetheless. You'll reference something that's happened in URL in the past, so inevitably we get a prep bar as well.
Suit and tie, this a body. I hope you prep for that. Shoot the fire. Spirit of being the same place that prep is at. Catch him walking out the club.
You know, it's not bad. He can get in his attacking mode every now and then. There's some nice spots.
Give a fuck about this beanstalk? What's a small thing to a giant? Nigga, every metaphor is fire. Fuck Smokey the Bear, I'm hurting Grizz.
Mostly it's played out though, but at least Yak has energy. Grizz is so deflated, really. A lot of what he said, you know, it's kind of carbon copy lines we've gone before. There's a Michael Jackson scheme that actually gets some reaction, but in my opinion, it's only saved by the ad-lib at the end.
Acting like you love the thrill of bullets bouncing off the wall, and you ain't even bad to me. Y'all catch the scheme? Yeah. Cool. Think Michael Jackson covers the way I killed his brother. He was on the ground under that bright white light. Looked like the Thriller cover. He was dark-skinned. He was dark-skinned now. Flew off the wall. The shit was sad, because now he pale as ever after the way that I did him bad. And your wife? Talk to King of Pop. And your wife?
And it kind of goes on and on, really. There's nothing sensational here. You know, the odd line hits, but it's mostly a bit of a forgettable watch. I've got to give a little bit of props, though, to this Yak the Ripper line. Like, I don't give a fuck. This is fire.
Get mad, dog. But as far as with a cur, me and my pupil will never see eye to eye.
Number 7. Tally versus Fura. Here we have an interesting battle because of circumstance, quite an anomalous battle in the wide span of URL here. This is when Norbs took the PGs to London, hooking up with the excellent London League, Gift of the Gab, which has some, you know, brilliant talent, and bringing that talent into the fold and kind of putting on battles and then popping them on the URL platform. There was this battle, which is Fura versus Tally. There was also Shocks the Rebel versus Gizmo, which is a heavily slept on battle on the URL channel. Shout out to Shocks. Anyone that knows Shocks knows he's an absolute killer. You know, one of the best we've got in Don't Flop, one of the best punchers active in the world right now. Do not sleep on that battle. It's a fucking fantastic battle. And I understand in a certain way the dislike count. You know, this is definitely something left field. You have two Londoners speaking that, you know, specifically London shit here, and it's not going to get, in terms of references, in terms of accents, it's going to go over a lot of heads. It's not just going to sit well with people, and, you know, that makes a lot of sense. It doesn't mean necessarily this is a bad battle. I think Fura is okay. I think Fura doesn't really seem to take the opportunity too seriously, but Tally does, and, you know, it makes for a quite intense clash, especially on his part. So for every dope Fura line like this,
you men are all pussy, but we ain't never seen it on cam. Let's call you softcore.
We also get,
you wanna fight? You can try it twice and still get hit in the face with a can of beans. That's hindsight.
Throughout this, Tally does strongly, and he kicks off with one of the best slogans in UK battle rap for sure.
Nah, you know who's back. Tally! Who's that? So I don't want air, no loose chat. I'll get your whole crew down, man. What do you think I was gonna do, rap? Nah, I'm just gonna kill him. Man, I like, you can't do that. Listen.
Tally's performance was clearly good enough in Norb's eyes. It actually got him a PG, as we can see here, him being interviewed by Battle Rap Chris afterwards. It wasn't good enough for him to get the PG to drop, however. He was meant to battle Scotty P, but that got postponed, so he then battled Bangs, so maybe that's the reason it came out. By his account on the interview, it was quite a good battle, but, you know, who knows? We don't know. I'd love to see that one day in the future. But yeah, you see throughout this battle, really, what Tally is capable of, what he's demonstrated on the Gab stage, on the Don't Flop stage. He has that presence, and, you know, I love this moment when he incorporates separates the host.
Hold it down, man. Hold it down, man. Cause that snub no sneeze and blow through tissue at you and all those who's with you. All my bros official toting and loading pistols. My nigga Jay's probably holding now. That big thing filled with them loaded rounds. So if man back out and I load that pound, not even Snoops can't tell that nigga to hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down.
Number 6, K Holler versus Vici. Here we have another slightly meh PG. This took place the day after Summer Madness 3. I fucking love this rooftop aesthetic, I've got to say, especially the black and white as well. You know, it does lend it a certain excitement, which is quite unique, you know, a bit more than Black Star or whatever. So it is cool that we're here, cool that we get to experience this. This is K Holler versus Vici. Probably most notable for what goes down towards the end of the battle. Before that, we have mostly bars you've kind of heard echoes of before. I think most of the dislikes stem from just, you know, how much of this really is just going over tracks that we've, explored multiple times. Probably most interesting in this first round is the fact that the lights go out mid-battle. Obviously, because we're outside, you're relying much more on that sort of camera illumination. And there we are, yeah, it lends, I don't know what it lends to the battle. The lights are out there. You can sort of see the buildings in the background, which is quite cool. But yeah, I mean, most of the time, K-Holler's just kind of doing what we've done.
I told niggas back home, I got us. So I got a rain in your parade. That's what it's all about. But if I got my whole hood on my back, of course it's pouring out. Now you say you gonna beat me, you lost your marbles, nigga. I don't like the sound of it. I would say you whack, but you got a couple bars off top. Granted, I could counter that. So whatever moves you gonna make them right. I'm holding you accountable for everything you say tonight. You come at me left, I'ma take it right, grip the heater, and it's hammer nose longer than the mascot for Little Caesars. You hospitalized.
And not only do the lights go out in this battle, but we also get another problem that happens when you do outdoor battles as opposed to indoors. You get street noise, and especially in New York, you get fire engines, which spoil the majority of Vici's second.
Let's go. I said, we all know that VI will let them toys stretch. Bullets right in his boy's chest to make him up and lift him go higher than his voice gets. I'ma start blasting my clip to put your heart in a box like a Valentine's gift.
And just as this battle's about to bore you to death, we get a little bit of tension, you know, a little Jersey-based scuffle, which is, it's something, I guess.
Fuck Jersey. Pause. I'll give him that big one. That's that Chris Bosh heat. Oh, shut the fuck up, so I'm rapping. Chill.
Keep the hip-hop, man. Come on. Peace. That's not what we're here. Let's do it. That's not what we're here for.
I said fuck Jersey.
Number 5, Iron Solomon versus Murder Mook. Yep, you knew this was coming. The infamous, notorious, really shit battle. This is Iron Solomon versus Murder Mook. Massive disappointment. This was 5 rounds as well. It's an hour, and there isn't even the sort of URL intros. It genuinely is an hour. It's a massive slog. And for all the celebrity endorsements, we have Cassidy here himself. You know, we have Busta Rhymes, Diddy, and numerous other affiliates kind of watching on here. This is just a real snorefest for me. Quite hard to watch. I think Iron Solomon picks the completely wrong flow, and Mook's material's just lackluster. But let's get into this. I'm sure you've seen this, but it's worth picking for a few moments here. After a douchey coin toss face-off, Mook knows just how to kick off this battle. Yeah, by engaging the crowd, who don't want to be engaged with, and then having a go at Smack for not paying him enough. That is a classic.
Let's take a vote. What you feel? No? What you feel? No, you see Smack? I knew the public wouldn't believe that. Give Mook no 25,000, nigga. We all seen you tweet that. Matter of fact, take y'all Twitters out, relapse, read back. You gonna see that. He said Mook is a legend, son. He did so much for me, Smack. But son, giving him 25 grand shit, I just can't see that. So
just so much of this writing falls flat, it's so long as well. There's so many pauses here, loads of calling out you said sort of stuff. And I don't know, is this supposed to be a haymaker in any way?
He told Ness in 33 AD, Jesus and Judas died, so in his 33rd year, Enes gets crucified. That shit sound cool, but you Jewish, right?
Mook continues in this vein for much of the first, appealing to the balcony above. This is not a great line, but Busta Rhymes, he's in astonishment at this one.
You ain't got no fucking right to be exploiting Christ. You and your family moist and nice. Y'all are some fake ass Jews.
And then we get into Iron, who's kind of just as bad, really. There's just a sense of bloatedness throughout the battle, where punches don't strike where they should. A common complaint here is Iron's kind of dibbity-dab flow, and he really needs to be a bit more, you know, diverse here. It can get a little tiresome to listen to.
You've been sheepish since a kid, but now you scrapping with a man. Cause Solomon the goat and you a sacrificial lamb. Mook, if you don't follow all of Hannibal's demands, you see a cannibal. It's just the type of animal I am. Back when Mookie Mook was battle rapping with his fam, while packing pistols and selling crack and pitching grams, while still suing with the...
Now we're skipping forward about half an hour into Iron's third, and you kind of understand where the dislikes are coming from now. Look at, I mean, P. Diddy's just saying, cut this thing off. Everyone's getting bored. Busta is encouraging people to be quiet, and it's a shame, really. Everyone's talking over Iron. People are leaving. Mook's asking them not to. It's a bit of a car crash.
These are symptoms of a sickness we all seen before. Cause it seems like a scene at a CB4. This act is soft as Asher Roth, same aspirations as an average cracker. You a college kid with a scholarship and dreams of being a gangster rapper. So according to the way that you live your life, fam, you more like a rich white kid than I am.
And I know a lot of people know already that this battle's terrible, but how many people have actually watched the whole thing? You know, it is an hour long. I've got to say that I did, unfortunately. Maybe one of the highlights later on is Mook sort of addressing the math shit like that. And, you know, this spot is so good that Busta has to hold his boy from falling off the balcony.
Do y'all want to know how bad they said that math got pounded on? How bad? They said they hit that nigga with so many racks of clothes, when they was finished, he had a whole new outfit on.
One of the most anticipated, one of the most watched, one of the most hated. Go figure. Number 4, PH versus Dirtbag Dan. It's a fun bit of trivia that Dirtbag Dan was on URL. Well, technically Poison Pen TV, but this was uploaded on URL. PH getting a great reception, unsurprisingly. Dirtbag Dan, unsurprisingly, less so.
To the left of me representing the Zay 408. Who are you, brother?
Dirtbag Dan, the Zay, baby!
All in all, this is a pretty underwhelming meeting. PH, rest in peace, obviously PH kicks us off with an okay first round. Not too much heat here, but talking that romantic novel shit in the end.
Yeah, I spit gumballs. I don't care how Danielle feel. So it's not a romantic novel when I show Danielle steel. Team Hum!
Dan does Dan, you know, very grind time, you look like you are this kind of bars. Hell of a lot of teeth jokes as well. It's not bad, but, you know, unsurprisingly, the crowd don't really fuck with it.
I heard a rumor about Grind Time East Coast. You tell me if it's not a fact. I heard SoulCon does all your taxes, and since you're a senior, you get more money back. You still rap? What the fuck for? Your head's fat. I bet your hat size is Mount Rushmore.
In a pretty bad battle, PH probably takes the crown for worst line.
On Cinco de Mayo, he'll go to a donkey show. But they look at him strange, yo, because he got a honky's nose. It's no wonder how, like a science project with a glass of H2O and a potato, his roots is watered down. Y'all seen this battle?
Despite that, though, I think I've got PH winning this. His third is actually quite good, where he talks about sort of Dirtbag and Ilmac and their infamous wrestle and all that. Probably the most interesting aspect of this battle is to see who's judging. Very cool to see this homie affiliate.
Yo, what's up? And my vote was for OT, but since there's no OT, I was forced to make a decision. I felt like Dirtbag Dan had some really funny jokes, and I really wanted to see them going around. They're both very well matched opponents. It was just, I felt like he leaned too much on the gum jokes, and it could have been, he's so much more creative in that, no disrespect to him there. Very, very versatile to see, and I've seen him flip it on other people in different ways. I just wanted to see more of like different bars.
Number 3. Heartless versus Chronic. And here on the DOA event, we have old favourite Heartless versus some guy, Chronic. I'd never heard of him before. Quite an odd matchup. Don't really know why this went down. And obviously, if you're battling Heartless and you have no imagination, you talk about Heartless's dad. This is Heartless's dad, Chi McBride, who, you know, has been in tons and tons of stuff. He's in The Terminal, iRobot, Hawaii Five-0, plays the voice of Nick Fury on tons of Marvel cartoons even to this day. So, yeah, he's pretty much a multi-millionaire, and that's the angle that this guy takes, namely scheming for all of his films, which is, you know, kind of thoughtful.
His dad's the movie actor Chi McBride, so fuck movie comparisons. I'll just kill him with movie titles he was actually in. Whoa. See, the mercury's rising because the bar's hot and the position is surgical. So after this, I'll be paid in full like on draft day. Then I'm gone in 60 seconds when I'm hitting the terminal.
Look at Heartless. He's clearly heard this a million times before, and he flips it nicely by sort of taking the scheme and putting a nice twist on it at the start of his first.
He actually forgot one movie my dad was in, so I'm gonna let them foes out. Now you're gonna see Heartless pop in the clip, because when it bow, wow, you better roll, bounce.
And Heartless is still okay in this battle. You know, he's still Heartless. I think the dislikes come more from Chronic, who's just, you know, kind of tired and tested. Heartless has got swag too, even styling out a jacket drop.
Fat nigga shit. I'm still handsome, you know what I mean? Look.
Obviously, Heartless is way better, this guy, on any day of the week, but he's still a little salty. He's still talking through the rounds, putting his comments here and there, even getting, you know, a little bit ostentatious here. But when Chronic addresses it, Heartless just fires back.
He'll say it's powdered donut sugar on his nose and he ain't tweaking at all. I mean, Heartless, why you bending over for that shit? That's gay.
Checking my pulse. Checking my pulse.
I said Heartless, right, because you dead.
It's a bit of a slog altogether, but I do really dig this Heartless line where he addresses the earlier dad stuff and caps it off with some great financial punches.
Punchline after punchline. Nigga, every bar. What, I'm not believable? My daddy rich? I bet the crowd gonna let me slide like a debit card. You know why? You know why? Because niggas steal my PIN code like credit fraud.
Number 2, Sko versus Lotazay. So after classics like Big T versus DNA and Hitman Arsenal, the room cleared out. This is the final battle of the night. Cortez helping to present this one as well. This is Lotazay versus Sko. Shout out Moneybags in the corner as well. And this is, yeah, fairly forgettable. Not great showings from either, to be honest. His Sko. And in Sko's first, he has one of the most uninspired schemes of album titles I think I've ever heard.
See, for the power of a dollar, I get rich and die trying. Beg for mercy, motherfucker, be a massacre, you trying. Been a hard knock life, still I kept it Illmatic, so my life after death makes me bring another classic. Asshole.
Lotazay tries here, but I mean, you can't blame them. The crowd just don't care. They're worn out, and God bless them for still being there, really. Not the best opening line from Zay either.
Ever seen Sko baby pictures? When it's bad, it ain't gonna get no uglier. I'm a motherfucker. No literally. A motherfucker.
Quite like this line from Sko, but that's about it for the entirety of his 3 rounds.
Valet me and they'll find your carcass with footprints on it like a million man marched it. Woo!
Both of these guys are really fighting a losing battle throughout, you know, both literally and metaphorically. It's just not the greatest watch out there, and especially for this era as well, it just doesn't hold up well. A lot of the bars, a lot of the writing, it's not a great battle. Number 1, T-Rex versus Cortez. And here we are, the most disliked URL battle of all time. At the time of us recording this, this is at over 3,300 dislikes, which is crazy. Cortez versus T-Rex. I mean, in of itself, not a terrible battle. I think the dislikes don't stem from the content itself rather than from the truncated nature. I believe this battle was originally meant to be on EBL, and URL bought out the contract, and it was like a 2-minute contract or something like this. I mean, it's known for, it shouldn't be 2-minute rounds, you know, regardless of it. And a lot of the sort of hate, I think, stems from the fact that, you know, Smack cuts Cortez off sort of mid-bar, doesn't even let him get to the end of the line, and it makes for quite a frustrating watch altogether. This is very much the battle of you shouldn't have bought a medium-sized shirt. And T-Rex in the start, you know, we sort of get mid-take bar Rex here, but we know he's serious to a certain extent because he's throwing his hat down.
Send his finger home in a box on Mother's Day. Can't find him, then a family member gonna pay. You'll find his brains on a wall like a runaway.
Then we have Cortez in the first, writing very Cortez-y. Like, you know, the way he'll sort of just do the synonym and repeat the bar and it doesn't really hit, but, you know, the energy's there. Yeah, he does sort of that sort of thing. And keep your eye on Norbs as well, because he hasn't got his eye off the phone, and that's going to become pretty prominent very soon.
I sat back, just figured out what you're an enemy for. I guess he figured he'd bring the enemy at enemy 4. You getting 8, both hands. I give my enemies 4. I mean,
all in all, though, Cortez, he cooks in this first, really. Probably one of the best I've seen him on URL. And it's a great shame that it gets abridged so badly. You can see Rex here, just as we cut in, sort of, you know, wanting to close it. And then you get just some real blatant disrespect here.
Hold on. Headshot. Hold on, headshot. He'll have no idea. Bullets tearing his top front. He'll have no idea. Closed casket for seeing. Now they want idea. I mean.
Time.
Come on.
You hear Rex there? I got paid for 2 minutes. Well, I mean, you still got paid, though. Like, write some good stuff. His second is abysmal.
Cortez, I understand there's different crews, but you gotta choose, my nigga. Pick one. I'm about to promote you. You ain't get it called, you're nobody to somebody kill you. Like a big song, your death was refreshing.
And at least they gave a semblance of order in the first, letting him finish a line and then calling time. But here, yeah, you'll see.
Bars, especially. It's my specialty. He gonna need a whole lot more some specialty. Hold on. He gonna need, listen, bars all day. That's my specialty. You gonna need a whole lot more something specialty like ARs, Kevlar.
Time.
Smack ain't stupid. He hears the booing. He reacts.
Yo, check it out. These niggas agreed on 2 minutes. I don't do that shit. These niggas agreed on 2 minutes.
Rex becomes mad generic in the third as well. I mean, you know, why stop a theme when you've established it so hard here? It's a very, very boring round from him. Again, Cortez isn't bad in his third either. This could have been a way better battle if it was treated with a bit of respect, you know, but I understand contracts by... I don't actually understand, but, you know, whatever. They had to call time for whatever reason. And, you know, in a little bit of irony here, it's quite interesting to see that what comes out of Cortez's mouth as Smack says it.
Cop be like, pull over. He gets out. License register, he did it.
Time.
Yo, it's over, son. That's crazy. That's crazy, son.
Y'all niggas, that's what y'all niggas do that.
That's crazy.
I don't do that. I don't do that.
The most respected. And there you have it. There's the top 10 most disliked URL battles. If any of these intrigued you, obviously go on the channel and check them out because they're not all that bad. You know, some people could be overly harsh, but some of them are terrible. So steer clear as well. But yeah, this has been Tom, Battle Rap Resume. If you've enjoyed this list, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out the archive of all the other videos on there, all the interviews I do, all the podcasts, all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Take it easy.